What's up, guys? Here in Orlando, Florida. This is your boy Harrison and Mike Reed.
What's up?
And we are here at RangerStop
Convention. That's right, Toy Expo in Orlando, Florida. We're actually extremely excited to be here because if you didn't know this, we want to be Power Rangers.
It's morphin' time.
We're actually here to challenge the Rangers to a fight. So that way. If you knock out the Red Ranger, you become Red Ranger.
Oh, it's on.
That's how you do it. If you knock out the Red Ranger, you become the Red Ranger, right?
That's how that works?
That's how it works.
Awesome.
All right,
guys.
Right.
See you here this weekend.
Peace. How you guys doing? It's once again Mike Reed here with the beautiful and lovely Karen Ashley. She let me sit down and ask her some questions real quick.
Yay!
How are you enjoying RangerStop?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's like the only true East Coast Power Ranger inspired convention. So I'm so excited. I can't wait for this convention to grow and just become the thing to do.
We want to become. I think it'd be really cool if it became Power Morphicon.
Yes. You know what? I was showing them the first couple years of Power Morphicon. It was this size.
Really?
Yeah, it was this size. It wasn't until the third and fourth year that it just kind of blew up.
And then they had
really the fourth year, it was where are we at?
Right.
It was unrecognizable.
Right on. And now it's huge. I've seen some videos online. I gotta get out there. I love Power Rangers.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, oh my girl. No. So, all right. One of my first questions would have to be how were you received when you first came onto the show? Because you were taking kind of the place.
Yeah.
How were you received by the cast and crew?
Oh, the cast and crew were amazing. They were hands down professional. They were welcoming. They came, helped us out. So that was great. I was more worried about the fans and how they would receive us, and luckily for me, they were very great. At first I knew it was a big shoes to fill, so I wasn't kidding myself. But eventually they were like, Aisha. So I would go out, and I remember when I first got on the show, I would go somewhere. And if I had on yellow, they would go Trini, because they didn't know me, because we were in Australia shooting the movie. So all they saw were, all they saw was yellow. So they were like Trini. And then literally 6 months later, the movie comes out, and I'm walking down the street, and someone's like Aisha, and I'm like, me? And it was so weird, but it was amazing.
Right on. Okay, that's all. So I guess it was the fame and everything that it kind of all come out at once, so that it kind of trickled in.
It trickled in for us because, like I said, the show was so huge. It was a hit, and it took us a while to get some episodes under our belt. We really had to we did 20 episodes really fast, and then we went to Australia for 6 months to shoot a movie, and then we came back and we're working nonstop. So it was a trickle, but it was very cool.
Right on. That sounds like. So how did you hear about the casting? When it first came up, how did you hear about it? What was it like? What was the casting like?
It was funny because a friend of mine told me about it. It was just she said, you gotta go audition for the show. You'd be perfect for it. And I was like, I'd never heard of Power Rangers before. So I went, and there was literally a line wrapped around the building. There were thousands of people at the audition, big open call audition. And I was just like, I can't believe this. And so I stayed, and literally 4 days, I was a Power Ranger. So
4 days?
4 days.
Was it did you tell oh, that's not good? How did it go? Is that?
Well, I auditioned, and then my callback, they called me and said, can you go to LA? So I went to LA and auditioned for the producers. And literally, that same day I auditioned for producers, they were like, okay, you got the part, you got the part, you got the part. And I was like, tell your parents to FedEx your clothes.
That's it's just FedEx your clothes.
You're working on Monday.
Oh my God, that's amazing. So, what do you think a strapping, young, beautiful Afro-American man like myself has in becoming the next great Power Ranger?
Oh, you got it, man. You got it. Yeah. You totally can do it.
I'm working on a lot of salads.
Working, yeah. Salads. Work on your endurance. Work on your morph. I remember I wasn't a martial artist, so I
wanted to ask you about that. Did you have to do a routine?
I did a routine, but in the middle of my routine, I did this martial arts kind of thing, and they went bananas. I was dancing, I was on the ground.
It looks so real.
Well,
I don't even know what I'm doing.
You can ask Steve and Johnny, because we all went into each other's audition, because at one point they put us together as a group. So we went in, and they got to see what I did, and I was doing my thing, and in the middle of the routine, I did this whole slow motion, the song kind of went slow, and I did this whole thing, and they were like, oh, and then I hit a couple kicks, and I hit a couple punches, and they were like, we did not expect that.
That's awesome, and they're like, sign! Get Miss Ashley a yellow jumpsuit right now.
Get the spandex.
Get the spandex.
Well, it was funny because I put on the spandex suit and it said in the inside Trini. So I felt good that I actually wore her suit.
Did you ever get a chance to meet her?
it was literally like, I always say I did it because it wasn't like we got to have lunch. You know, it was like we were like, hi, hi, and she had just left the show. So it was just one of those weird, like...
I assumed in my head it went a lot like a Vogue battle, just in your head, in your helmet.
Yeah.
Like in my head, it went like, no, you didn't. And then I guess I did.
It was like, oh my God, hi, hi, and we shook hands and we kind of hugged and small talk, and then we were at a party. It was like a house party at Walter Jones' house, so it was like we didn't really have time to talk, but...
That's cool, that's really cool. Well, thank you so much for taking time.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, Harrison here at RangerStop. I'm here with my good friend Steve Cardenas. You may better recognize him as Rocky, the second Red Ranger and Zeo Blue Ranger. So, man, how you doing? How's Orlando treating you?
It's great, man. So far, so good. I got here yesterday, and we went to Universal today, so it was a lot of fun. And the Harry Potter ride was amazing, so yeah, it was pretty sick.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So I got a few questions for you.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
All right, cool. How was getting casted?
Man, it was amazing. Like, I heard about this audition on the radio. I'm not an actor. I wasn't an aspiration for me to be an actor or anything like that. I just heard about this audition randomly on the radio. They said, we're looking for people that know how to do karate and gymnastics. So come on down. Be there at this place at this time. And I never thought I would get the part. You know what I mean? And when I got there was like 4,000 people waiting in line for the audition. And I almost gave up hope. I was like, I knew I was going to go do it anyway, but I was like, there's no way it's going to happen, right? So I went and I did my thing, and then like a couple days later, they called me back and they're like, look, we liked your audition. We want to fly you out to California to meet the producers. And I was like, oh my God, could this really be happening? So that's how it started. And so they flew me out to California, and then I auditioned for, Hype Saban. And, the next day they hired me. And so they said, by the way, congratulations, you're hired. But we need to start filming right away. So we don't have time for you to go back home because I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
And so they said, can your parents mail you your clothes? I was like, I guess, yeah.
I guess that's the work.
They put me up in a hotel, and I had my clothes mailed to me, and then we were filming, and then they said, oh, we're going to film for about a month and a half, and then we're going to shut down production because we got to go to Australia to do a movie. And I was just like freaking out. I was like, wow, this is crazy, man. I'm going to believe how my life had turned around in like the span of like 4 days, So that was the casting experience, man.
Just the whole turnaround. And when you got the casting, when they took you into wardrobe for the first time, what was it like putting on that Red Ranger outfit for the first time, being the Tyrannosaurus Red Ranger?
Oddly enough, they didn't make a suit to fit me. They just gave me muscle suit.
All right.
And so they had to make a muscle suit for me. So they made instead of making a suit that fit me, they just made a muscle suit. And I had to put that on first, then I had to put his suit over it. So not only did I have to fill Austin's shoes, but I also had to fill his suit, literally, too. So
I know. Well, I remember being a child and seeing Rocky and just wanting to do all the things that Rocky could do. That's
yeah, man. I was the same way with Karate Kid, man. I used to watch Karate Kid and just wish I could learn martial arts, man.
Absolutely. And throughout your tenure of Power Rangers, whether it be Mighty Morphin, the movie, or Zeo and Turbo that fall, what was the most craziest, outlandish moment you can think of?
Craziest, outlandish moment? I mean, there were so many different things, man. But I'll tell you, the funnest time was doing that movie in Australia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There were some crazy times there. Because I'm like a 20-year-old kid in Australia where the drinking age was 18.
18,
so,
yeah. Oh,
you know who was going to go crazy over there. So
hashtag forever red.
Yeah. Forever. Yeah, forever drunk or something.
Well, awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, I also heard that if you are able to beat a Red Ranger in a jiu-jitsu tournament, you get their morpher. Is there any truth to that?
There is. It's called the Red Ranger Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
And so what it involves is you have to have a wrestling match, a jiu-jitsu match. And if I tap you, then you give me your card.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
if I win, if I tap you, you give me your card. If you win, I'll give you my card.
I don't have a car. I got a Harley Davidson. Does that
I'll take
work?
that.
All right, man. Give me that challenge. Thank you so much, guys.
Good. I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions. By the way, huge fanboy moment for me right now. I grew up watching the show. I was like, one day they got a brother in a suit. I'm gonna do that. And you pop lock. You did the pop lock up, but So tell me, how did your casting go? How did you first hear about the show and everything?
I was actually I was in Orlando when I heard about it. I was doing Star Search years ago.
Right on.
And I was flying. I got to Orlando. Got a call from my agent and said, "Hey, we have an audition for you tomorrow." And I'm like, I can't go. I'm in Orlando. I'm gonna miss it. So they're like, "Okay, well, we'll see if we can reschedule." So I did Star Search. I lost. I went home and I got a call later in the week. They said, "Okay, we have an audition for you to play this character. He's a superhero. It's a teenager. He's got to do martial arts, dance, and do gymnastics." All the skills that I was like, I got that, right? So went to the audition and it became a process that went on, like ongoing, because I had the audition and I had a callback, and then there was another callback, and there was a network, and they put us with the like it boiled down to like from thousands of people to like 3 casts of 5.
It had to be like nerve-wracking.
It was pretty interesting. I mean, it was my first television show, so I was very excited to be doing it, although it was non-union.
Oh, was it non-union?
Yeah, it was non-union.
okay.
It's still non-union.
What?
21 years later, it's non-union.
Right on.
But yeah, so I went and auditioned and went down to 3 casts. They had a short cast, tall cast, and a funny cast or something like that. And in the end, we all booked it. So it was the process was really interesting, and it was nerve-wracking, but we were all very happy that we had a chemistry that came across.
It came across really cool. Yeah, man, it played over, man. You could definitely tell that, like, behind the scenes, you guys kind of pulled some stuff on each other and just had some fun.
Oh yeah,
fun.
Oh yeah.
And everything like that. No, it was great watching as a kid. So, like, getting onto the show when you did like that first pilot before they brought in Trini, they brought out with Trini.
Yeah, Audrey Dubois.
Right, Audrey Dubois. How did you guys feel? Did you feel like you knew it was going to be epic, or were you just kind of like going through the motion? Did you feel like it was going to be this? We have this great thing, or did you?
No, we thought it was kind of campy. It was like this kids show. It was actually it's called Dino Thunder or Dino Ranger or something in the very beginning.
Right on.
I think Dino Thunder.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't even Power Rangers. It was something altogether different.
Dino Thunder.
Yeah.
Teenagers.
Something. Yeah.
That fight.
That fight, yeah, exactly. So I took the pilot home to my family and showed it to them, and they were like, "Oh, that's nice."
Mom said, "They're like, oh, baby,
yeah, no,
you might want to go get an office job."
It's a good start. And so, yeah, I was like, all right, well, it is. That's what I thought about it too. I thought, okay, it's kind of campy. Like, we got dinosaurs, and have a mastodon, and they all turn into a robot, and then the robot turns into a big robot, and then the monsters are crazy and weird. And
did you ever watch the Japanese show before?
I did not. I didn't know about it. So after we'd done the show for a season, and I think they showed us a few episodes of Zoo Rangers. Okay.
So this is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, this is what that was, and I see what you did now. I see what you did. Yeah.
Cheap. No, it was beautiful as a kid. It was
awesome. It's so quirky that I think that was the charm of it. It was like everything that you could possibly put in to a show that a kid would like. You had martial artists, you had teenagers, you had angst, and you had the putties, which are like boogeymen that you could beat up, and then you had
you hit them in the chest, they go away.
Exactly. You had monsters and Japanese style kung fu, like Ultraman.
Crazy Ultraman style.
Yeah, Ultraman style. So it was cool.
That's cool, man. It's a great. I mean, do you see like how crazy it is? Like years later, you ever go like, man, that's crazy how many fans I have, or how big it's gotten. And you ever look back and it's like, man, I can't believe this thing.
I'm astounded every day. I mean, the fact of the matter is, the show was in 40 countries around the world, and so I'm a Power Ranger in many different languages. Right. I mean, I've gone to places like Dominican Republic, and the kids found out where I was at, and they were calling my name at 6 o'clock in the morning. I go outside, and they're talking to me in Spanish. And my friend's like, "Hey, listen, guys, he doesn't speak Spanish." I'm like, "What are you talking about? He speaks Spanish every day on TV." And I'm like, "Yeah,
on Telemundo he does.
They do my voice, so it's like I speak many languages apparently. So it's pretty amazing to find out, and I mean to see, and here we are 21 years later, and the fans are grown up, and still, you see, 21 years ago, you were 2 years old or something.
Oh man, I was all about it though.
See,
my dad ran everything. He's gonna pop out. All right, so the last thing is, I was in LA last year. You were in, I can't remember where it was, but you got stopped by by a black dude, a bigger dude who recognized you in LA as part of LA. I guess you're walking through. They stopped you for a photo, and they recognized you out of nowhere. That's why I met you the first. You probably only remember it so years ago, like a year or so ago.
Okay.
It was so long time ago. I was just bringing it up. I don't know. I was trying to see if you remember it at all. It's all right.
You know, it's vague. It's vague. It's like, yeah, it's like some people come up to like, remember I met you at the market like last year, and I was getting avocados. Remember that?
I was getting avocados.
And it was I had on a red T-shirt. Remember?
Yeah.
You remember that?
No, dog. No. Who are you again? Where are we? Walter who? No. All right. Thank you guys so much, Walter. What are your new projects, man? You got any new projects coming out?
You know what? I do a lot of voiceover work, which is not something you've seen me in, but you might possibly get my voice. Recently, I've been working on Girls, worked on Feel I, worked on The Affair, worked on Kevin Hart Woodfell's new movie Get Hard. It's gonna be very funny. Worked on Annie, Spider-Man, Divergent, 22 Jump Street, The Neighbors. So doing my thing.
That's awesome, man. You also did the voice in, what was it, Forever, right? For one of the...
Yeah, years ago I did one of the monster voices. I worked on Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs too, so I did that as well.
Oh, really? I gotta go look for your name in the credits, alright? Hey, thank you so much, man.